The Game Boy Advanced. I've been on this kick lately where I talk about old tech, and this one is an interesting one because mine isn't pink or sparkly or cutesy like my other stuff. Mine is a gray handheld console that's completely see-through so you can see all the inner workings when you mess around with it. Now this isn't my picture, but it looks identical to this one. 2 buttons, 1 D-pad, and 2 pause buttons, and a speaker. This console has a very interesting mechanic, which is needing to be near light to see the screen whatsoever. Now listen up. Back in my day, roughly 2.6 million to 10,000, 2,000 years ago, we didn't have fancy light sources. We had 2 copies of Yoshi's Island Super Mario Advance 3 and a light source for the entire platoon. And we had to share the light source. You should consider yourself very lucky, kids. No, but seriously though, my Game Boy doesn't have a lot of games on it. The games I have on it are Yoshi's Island Super Mario Advance 3 and Yoshi's Island Super Mario Advance 3. I honestly couldn't tell you why. I just know one is new and the other is old. Don't get me wrong, they are the same exact game though. I was always just more of a literally any other console gal. But the Game Boy Advanced was a pretty unique one, because this one had a mechanic to try to get you to touch grass. We call it the sun. And there was nothing more nostalgic than the old sounds and audio of Yoshi's Island playing out of that little speaker. Then again, maybe the audio was just so bad because the human hand is entirely covering the speaker, and that's why it always sounded like Yoshi was being smothered to death, because he actually was. But that's an issue for the police. What I should be talking about is how beautiful the art was for this game. Somehow old consoles managed to make such beautiful graphics with what they had. Now, I'm not saying Yoshi's Island is some kind of God of War, Death Stranding graphical masterpiece. No, it surpassed that. Just kidding, but it did amazing with what it had, and I respect that. Other cases like this are Mario 64. Super Mario Bros. Was released in 1985, and 11 years later, Mario 64 came out. That graphical change was enormous, and I still consider Mario 64 as the best installment in the series, although they came out with bangers since, of course. So, yes, that's one thing the Game Boy Advanced has going for it. Even though being a small old handheld console, it holds itself pretty well, and I still can't get over that intro sound. But yeah, let me know if you guys have a Game Boy Advanced and what kind in the comments section. And what games did you have on it? Was it Yoshi's Island and Yoshi's Island? I want to know! But with that said, I'm gonna leave this video here. So take care of yourselves, have a decent day, and stay determined. Out of the way.